Hey kiddos, we're back again. So today we're going to build on the work that we were doing yesterday with Pond and thinking about the big ideas that kids can change the world, especially when they work in groups. So today we're going to work with the big idea that you came up with from your own beloved book. We're going to kind of do four different things. The first is you're going to name your big idea. The second is instead of me giving you the resources, today you're going to spend time gathering your own nonfiction resources about that big idea. Third, you have to make sure that those resources connect to your big idea. That, like, if I was talking about kids trying to change the world, I wouldn't be finding things on Michael Jordan playing basketball, right? They need to connect. And last, you need to make sure that you are noticing and noting when your big idea is growing by adding it to, or when your big idea might be slightly changing. Okay. So, yesterday, we did some pretty heavy work with the big ideas of kids making a difference when they work together, right? So, we had to go through a couple steps. And within those steps, we had to review what it was that our characters cared about and what symbolism was in the book. We looked at related nonfiction articles and videos or real life stories of other kids who can make or were making differences. We also, and most importantly, did some thinking about how these new materials added to or changed the way that we are thinking. And if you were like me when you were spending time looking at the different materials that I had curated on the Padlet, your excitement grew, and you could have kept reading more and more to find out more and more about these kids from all around the world. So today, we're going to try it with the big idea that we had from our own book. So I'm going to go back to the book that y'all know was my beloved book, Good Old Wonder. And I started to think about what characters cared about and the symbolism that happened in it. And it made me think about um, Halloween in the book and the symbolism of where that came and the relationships that were in the book. And it made me think about the moment when Augie showed up at school wearing a costume that nobody expected him to be wearing because he was supposed to be wearing a different costume. And he was in class and he was overhearing this kid who he had had lots of struggles with being mean to him named Julian. And Julian was telling Augie's friend Jack and another group of boys, um, he was making fun of Augie and he was using phrases like, um, if I looked like that, I swear to God that I'd put a hood over my face. And he told Jack that Jack should just ditch Augie. And how horrible it must have been for Augie to have overheard that. But I really wanted to think about what was I supposed to learn from this moment? What am I supposed to learn when characters in books are like that? Because it really made me think of other kids that I know and that I know that other kids have that. And it made me really think that what I think Julian was saying to Jack and the other boys was that they shouldn't hang out with kids like Augie or ever be around Augie, and that they should only hang out with him and who he thinks is cool. So that made me think that there are a lot of kids everywhere that feel a lot of the same pressures that Jack was feeling about being cool and fitting in and hearing other kids tell them that. So it got me thinking, if that's my big idea, like, why are kids so mean to others? And that there's so many other kids out there that have the same pressures that Jack has, that it got me thinking that I wanted to, or that I'm curious about finding ways that at school, or I mean, even honestly outside of school, because most of us aren't in school right now, right? Is how can we help kids to be kinder to one another and to learn ways where they're able to confidently stand up to cliques and bullies when they see them being mean to other kids. So I can now go and look for articles, look for videos of other kids and what other schools are doing to try to help this type of situation happen. Because I know we have it at Country Club, and I know that Augie and other kids and Jack were all feeling lots of pressure about how to be cool and look cool. So today, remember, readers, that we are going to pause after we read a book, and we want to ask ourselves or say to ourselves, oh, wow, I need to find out more about. So today, that's what we're going to do. Today, I want you to take a minute, think about what your big idea is. What is it that you want to find out more that you learned from your book? So again, I'm going to spend some time researching on ways that we can help kids be kinder to one another, how we can help kids learn how to get a voice to feel like they can speak up when they see other kids being mean to each other. So think about your big idea, come up with your big idea, name it. And then there's a couple other steps that you want to go through. And we have those written down on the slides for you. So again, I can't wait to hear about your big ideas. I can't wait to see what you come up with, because you've got some pretty awesome brains and some awesome thinking. So have fun with it. Be like on a freight train and find resource after resource. But remember, it's not just about finding the resource. Does the resource, video, article connect to your big idea? And how is it adding to or changing your big idea so that your big idea is slightly different? It has grown from when you first came up with it to when you're done reading all this other stuff. So good luck, have fun. Make sure you are saving those articles and videos and that you're sharing the links. And make sure you're previewing the slides before you really get going. All right, off you go.